What's going on, guys? William here, and today is another video. Oh my god, I uploaded twice in a row. Who knew I could do that? It's insane, right? So, I've been, after I uploaded that video yesterday, I got to thinking about just the modern age, about video games coming out, especially at this new MMORPG coming out called New World from Amazon. It's probably one of the best MMORPGs since World of Warcraft, and people just love it. That's my opinion. Other people have different loves in life. I did some research yesterday, though, and this is old news, but the RPG was, quote, killing gaming computers. It was killing the graphics cards. The graphics were so intense that, in theory, it was killing the graphics cards. Now, this has been resolved as a hardware issue on RTX's side, not the game side. But it does beg the question in my mind that are games currently are outdating our hardware? Are games becoming too powerful? Are they going to be too fast for our hardware, our CPUs, our graphics cards, our RAM? Think about it. The standard today, if I remember correctly, is an AMD Ryzen 3 or Intel Core i3, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and a Radeon 5700 or NVIDIA 1660 Super. Now, those three components there, the RAM, the processor, the CPU, actually, yeah, that's harder to get nowadays, especially with the whole thing going on where we can't really get PC parts in, and PC parts are then more expensive. Most computers, even today, I've seen run off of AMD Phenoms, Intel Pentiums. Of course, they're souped up, but the processor just isn't there. And a lot of people, especially down south where I live, they don't have the money to afford an expensive gaming PC. So, it begs the question, do we let technology continue, but keep games in a certain level? Of course, games are going to get better and better. Story writing's better. Games are going to get bigger and bigger. Just more we can do nowadays. And then I think the biggest game, the game that would take the longest to complete was at one point even Skyrim. But it's like nowadays you can just find those games anywhere. And it's a lot of a trend right now, I guess. Especially with this COVID or whatever is going on in the world. A lot of multiplayer games have been getting extremely popular, such as Fortnite, Apex, Valorant, CSGO, even Call of Duty Warzone. Sorry, it's like 10:30 in the morning and I'm uploading. So my voice isn't there and I don't know why. I was fine yesterday and now I'm not. It just begs the question, do we need to wait for the hardware to catch up? My answer, my opinion is yes. We have done it before, we can do it again. At first PC game started with the Commodore 64. Game had very limited graphics, very limited everything. But there were games with graphics then, especially for a PC or a quote computer. Commodore 64 was technically one of the first computers, our home computers. But there were games with graphics that were starting to come out, and the Commodore 64 couldn't handle those graphics like it should have. Now you have all these games where they have really good graphics, or at that time, really good graphics. They had good graphics, or at least graphics, and then you had the Commodore 64, Sorry, I'm getting my hands in place. Where it could load it, but it wouldn't play that well. It would take forever. Then again, people have more patience then, where today we need things snappy. I have a gaming computer that can't run a lot of games anymore, and it's from Alienware. The processor AMD Phenom 2. I don't remember the graphics cards to be exact. 16 gigabytes of RAM. Everything's fine. It works. It'll run. It'll work. It'll game. But I need to upgrade the processor. And to upgrade the processor, you have to upgrade the motherboard. To upgrade the motherboard, you even have to upgrade the RAM and the graphics card. So it's just, do we need to wait for the PC world to catch up with gaming? Now, I'm not saying everyone needs a gaming computer, but the people who do, the people who really want it, who have the time to play the games, but can't really, they have to slowly upgrade, they're getting left behind at this point. As a tech person, as someone who's in the tech field, I think that it's probably going to be a lot better if we do wait for the games to catch up. Or not the games, but the computers to catch up in the world. Even the computers coming out in Walmart and Best Buy now, which aren't the best in the world, they can't handle the games coming out now. You have to get these PCs custom built at this point. And even the graphics cards that we do have to use, they're kind of rare and kind of expensive to find. Processors, you can get a processor easily, but they're expensive. You can spend over $600 on a processor alone at this point. Not the Intel Core i3, or the AMD Ryzen 3, but my point still stands, even to keep up with modern day, because this stuff will be going out of date any time now. Do we need to wait? As a tech community, as a gaming community, do we need to wait for technology to catch up? Do we need to wait for the world's technology to catch up? Or do we let the select few who have the supercomputers play, and the rest of us just play what we can? Now, always play what you want to, always get what you want to, within reason. But I do think we need, in a sense, we do need to wait for some of the technology that is out in mass to catch up with games today. And we need to really stop thinking about mass producing a computer instead of making sure it actually runs properly. What I mean is, I was at Walmart the other day and I caught a PC. I got into the BIOS. I know how to get into the BIOS. I just started and escape, or F12, I believe, over and over again. You'll get into the BIOS easy. It was running over 100 degrees Fahrenheit on standby. It was idle. If you're running over 100 degrees on idle after a boot, that's not a good thing. That's horrible. What's going to happen to that PC? Some unlucky poor soul is going to get that PC. Within a month, that processor melts, and then that motherboard's also useless. There can be 100 reasons why too. Thermal paste can be properly applied. May not be enough thermal paste on there. The processor might not be seated properly. The heatsink might not be seated properly. The fans are inverted. There's 100 reasons why. It's just, what do we, as a community, as a tech community, do we need to stop thinking about getting these PCs as fast as we can, and work on our craftsmanship and make sure the PCs can actually function. Personally, I prefer, if I were somebody, I would prefer a PC to be actually working properly, other than I can get as fast as possible. But to each their own, I guess. I just want to talk to y'all about that because it's been kind of weighing on my mind a little bit. It's just, I see all these people with gaming PCs, super PCs that cost an arm and a leg over $2,000, basically a car at that point, and it's just like, why do we need to buy all this expensive stuff, even for people who can't afford it? Why can't we just wait? And I get why people don't wait. People get impatient. People don't want to wait. The technology's out now. Let's go ahead and get it now. For those people who can, do it, please. If it makes you happy, do it. But do companies need to wait on some of the other computers, or do they need to start downgrading a little bit so that our PCs, the mass, can run it? Now, there's multiple games that, our PCs can run overboard. It runs it too good, such as problems with Portal, the Portal engine. You can't have the FPS up to unlimited anymore because the graphics card will actually outrun it, and it will crash the game extremely easily. And there's a few others if I don't remember, but I think Portal's the big one. But yeah, it's just a thought. It's food for thought. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have, please hit the like button. If you haven't, well, I'm sorry about that. At least you stayed to this point. Subscribe, comment down below what you think, and yeah, peace.